Yes, guys, welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. Big up to every single one of you that's locked in. We are back for another preview, and it is the return of the UCL. The main event is back tomorrow afternoon. I say afternoon because we are the early kickoff again to everybody watching in the UK. It's a 5:45 p.m. kickoff as we travel to Denmark to face Copenhagen, which is one of the trickier sides in the competition. We're going to delve into everything regarding Copenhagen, regarding Chelsea, the predicted lineup, all of our thoughts and feelings going into the game. Everything is going to be in today's video. So if you guys want to let us know your thoughts, let us know down in the description below. And while you're down there, hit the like button, subscribe, and yeah, enjoy the show. Big up to all of you, man. We will be back later tonight as well for another hate watch. It's going to be PSG versus Liverpool, and I think we're going to do Benfica versus Barcelona instead of Bayern versus Leverkusen. Mainly because like that last game was utterly ridiculous. The potential for I think Benfica went 3-1, 4-1 up and then fumbled it within the last couple minutes. You already know that game is going to provide some chaos. So we're going to keep a lookout on both of it. But you're not here for that. You're here for Copenhagen versus Chelsea. And I'll be real, it was nice to have the weekend off, even if it was a bit of a consequence of us getting knocked out of the FA Cup. But the time off, I think, will be invaluable to our Chelsea squad. Not just with the fixtures that we have coming up, but I'm looking further than that. I'm thinking about the Club World Cup. I'm thinking about going into next season. And honestly, every little bit of rest that this team can take needs to be valued, because we're not going to have a lot of it throughout the remainder of this year. Like, we have heard the rumors of a double season, and that's literally what next season is going to be. It is just a straight back-to-back season, and I don't know where the break is for this Chelsea team. So, look, obviously, I wanted to stay in the FA Cup. You know me, I'm never going to look at the positives of being knocked out of a cup competition. But whatever, you man got a weekend off. I hope it, like, helps rest you guys up for all the fixtures that we have coming up. But here's back to UCL action. We are traveling up to Denmark. We are facing one of the trickier teams in Copenhagen. And we already know what these men were on from last season. They progressed to a round of 16 in what was well known to be the group of death. Bayern, Manchester United, Galatasaray, all these big names in the competition. And Copenhagen was the team that was able to progress with Bayern Munich. They beat Man United at home, eventually got knocked out by Manchester City in the round of 16. But we've seen that they are a little bit of a nuisance to teams. So we have to take them a little bit seriously. They are also entering this competition as Danish champions, and they were also top of the league for this season as well. I think their league campaign is used a little bit more differently than ours, though, because I think they've qualified for the playoffs, which I don't really get. It should usually be a league format, but whatever. The way they do it in Denmark is the way they do it in Denmark. I ain't going to criticize it or nothing like that. Just make sure that we do our job in spite of all of that. Now, we haven't played Copenhagen since, I think, the 2010-11 season. We won 2-0 on aggregate, with both goals away from home by Nicholas Anelka. The home game was still a 0-0 draw. I remember Didier Drogba was in his playmaking bag. Like, people act like Didier Drogba was just a ghost for half of the season. It's just man who never watched Didier Drogba play. But that's the only time that we've played Copenhagen, I think, in European competition. And we got to go and get the victory regardless. And I want us to play a relatively strong side too. Just with the idea of deading this game off early. Like I've already spoken about it in the hate along yesterday, but because Arsenal just smoked PSV 7-1, they can afford to rest everybody in the second leg and be well rested for our fixture against them next Sunday. So ideally, I want to see us enter our second leg in the exact same position as them. I want the game killed off in the first leg. Make sure that we are either in control or that we have the tie completely wrapped up by the end of this fixture. So we can hopefully do the same thing as well, and we can go into that game next Sunday with both teams fully rested. Now, I've seen a lot of people doing the whole, you're scared of Arsenal and everything. No, it's just, why would I not want to play Phase 5 Arteta with my strongest, fittest 11? Why would I not want that? Why would I? Is it fine? Should we just go and play the whole first team next Thursday and next Sunday? Because if we don't win, that's what the excuse would be. Oh, we had to play our strongest 11 against Copenhagen, and I hate that we'd even have to get to that point. Which is why I'm saying dead this game off in the first leg. And let's get into the second leg in a comfortable position. Because we even have a winnable fixture in between this tie. It's Leicester City at home. It's the team 19th in the league at home. And it looks like for the second year in a row, the promoted sides are going to be the sides that go down. So please, make the most of the run of games that we have now. And the break that we've had as well. Because there's a break, I don't really want to see too much rotation. I want to see the odd youth player. You could have like 1 or 2 Cobham graduates, maybe give Tyreek George a run out, maybe Achimpong a run out. Bar that, I would ideally like to see a strong arse 11. Maybe just leave Cole Palmer to rest in England. And the rest of you lot, come over to Denmark, mate. Come over to Denmark. Because we also do need to break our away day, Duck. Funnily enough, we have now gone into 7 away games without a win. When 2 or 3 months ago, our away record was actually better than our home record. Just says a lot about the mess that has been the last 2 months for Chelsea. But like I said, Copenhagen, one of the trickiest sides for us in the competition. But we are facing them at the right time. That Rooney brother who scored the winner against Manchester United is out. Andreas Cornelius, their best number 9. I think he's the Greece number 9. He's a doubt for this game too, so we really shouldn't be making them look great going forward. But I'm going to drop you guys my predicted 11, or the 11 that I'd like to see going into this game. And obviously the formation is going to be different going into this, but you guys get the idea in terms of the players that I want to see playing. Jorgensen, obviously, I want to see him play every remaining game from now until the end of the season. I don't want to see Robert Sanchez ever wearing a Chelsea shirt again for this football club. Get rid. But Jorgensen starts. I'd have Gusto play at right back, but Achimpong's there as well, because if he starts, I'm not going to make any complaints. It's not like Gusto's been great this season anyway. The main aim is just no Reece James. We don't need Reece James for this one. Reece James is literally the break in case of emergency thing. And I'm saving that for when we play Arsenal. So Gusto or Achimpong plays at right back. I want Tosin starting with Colwill. And let's bring Fofana with us so we can get a bit of sharpness in his legs. Bring him on in the second half too for either Tosin or Colwill. We'll have Cucurella in the middle. Dewsbury Hall and Caicedo in the midfield. And it could easily be Enzo and Dewsbury Hall too. But with Caicedo 1 yellow away from suspension in the Prem, I'm really trying to think about whether we could afford to not start him against Leicester. Just because I don't want to run the risk of him getting some dumb yellow card and then we don't have him in the Arsenal game, because Arsenal are already weak going into that fixture. Let's not match them and go weak as well. Bun that. So ideally Caicedo and Dewsbury Hall, and I want to see if we can rest Caicedo in the Leicester game, but obviously a player of Caicedo's quality is easier said than done. I'll leave all of that for the Leicester preview though. Tyreek George plays on the left for me. Sancho plays on the right. I want Neto up top again. And I want Nkunku playing just behind him. Just because, like, we know that if there's one position Nkunku can do, it's second striker. So have Neto stretch the defensive line. Have Neto make the runs in behind and, like, open up gaps between the defense and the midfield. And have Nkunku take advantage of the gaps that he leaves in behind. And that might work. I think that might work for us. So this is the formation that we have. Obviously, I couldn't get the pink color, but it's because I've heard we're playing in the third kit tomorrow. And yeah, this is my lineup. So let me know you guys' thoughts down in the comment section below. Big up to every single one of you that's locked in. It is great to be back on the channel again, as always. And we will be back at 7:30 p.m. for the hate watches. So keep a lookout for that as well. And yeah, let me know your thoughts. Hit the likes, subscribe, all of that crap. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. And stay tuned for some more content. Big up to all of you lot. Take care. Up the Chelsea. Up the Chelsea.